Hello and welcome to this Thursday, the 1st of February 2024. It's kind of landed that every Thursday is the day that I'm weighing myself, and I normally wait until I have some news before I create a post. I don't like creating posts just for the sake of creating posts, so it's turned out that being Thursday has tended to become post day. So I have weighed myself today, and for the third week in a row my weight is stable. So it was 74.5 kilograms, so I'll pop up the table there, but as you can see my weight is stable. I've had days during the week where I have no appetite and I really have to force myself to eat, and I have other days where I feel like I can eat a bit more. I must admit I haven't been forcing myself on those days where I could eat a bit more, and now that I've seen that my weight has stayed stable for 3 weeks at a level lower than what I want to really weigh, I am actually going to put effort in to eat extra during those occasions where my appetite is letting me do so. I can't get away from the fact that sometimes my appetite just won't let me do it. I've also shaved my head today. I quite like shaving my head. It makes me feel clean, refreshed and renewed, and sometimes that really helps with my mental attitude. So that's good. I'm a bit teary, as you can tell. You know, life is a bit scary, and that leads me on to my tumour marker numbers. So I'll pop my tumour marker numbers up here. So as you can see, my CEA is 34 and my CA19-9 is 370. Both those numbers are much lower than the figures that I used to have before my surgery, but they're much higher than a person that doesn't have cancer. So what that means is there's still cancer in me, and over time those numbers are going to grow again. So I'm facing that reality that if I hadn't have had that surgery in November, in October, I would have died in November. I would have died of the ascites giving me a heart attack basically, or suffocating me. So I needed to have had that surgery, otherwise I was a goner. Having had it, the cancer is markedly reduced, but it is still there. My cancer has been classified as a slow-growing type, so it may actually be quite some time before the tumour numbers become problematic, but problematic they may well become. So I'm booked in February 5, which is only 4 days away. It's next Monday, at Fiona Stanley Hospital to go through all things oncology. So we'll be talking about those tumour marker numbers. We'll be talking about whether to remove the portacath, because I personally don't ever want to go through chemotherapy again. And we're going to talk about my peripheral neuropathy. And the peripheral neuropathy has really been turned out to be a problem. It's untreated, it doesn't stop. It's just my feet are constantly aching and they feel like they're just icicles, and it really hurts. What I have found is that if I take enough opioids, the pain goes away. So at the moment, I've got a fentanyl patch, because I had a couple left over from before. So I've got a fentanyl patch on, which is a 25 microgram per hour patch, and Palexia SR, 150 milligrams. And I find that I need to take 2 forms of opioid for the neuropathy to come under control, which means either of them is just not strong enough on its own. So I'm going to talk to the oncology team about it. I did get recommended and prescribed pregabalin, which is Lyrica, by my GP. Within half an hour of taking it, I had a burning pins and needles feeling up my arm. I had a really dry throat, and I was starting to ideate suicide, which absolutely is listed on the set of possible side effects. So I was aware that that might happen, and so I immediately stopped taking the drug. So it looks like pregabalin is just going to be one that I just can't take. The side effects are too severe, and as I understand it, it's a drug of dependence. So you wean yourself onto it and you wean yourself off of it. But imagine if you find yourself in a situation where you're manifesting suicide really strongly, and yet you can't stop that drug immediately. You have to wean yourself off it. That sounds to me like a catch-22 situation where you're ideating suicide, and you are going to be ideating suicide for a while, and that just doesn't sound like an alleyway that I want to walk down. So I'm not going to take the rest of the pregabalin. So that box can sit on my wardrobe and probably never get used, unless I find someone that needs some pregabalin and they can have mine. So that happened. The other thing that happened during the week was chassis 20 went off for scrap. So you'd remember, I'll take you out there. We'll go for a walk. So you'd remember that I've been wrecking Mazda 3s out in my backyard, and the chassis that I got up to most recently was chassis 20. So if I take you out there now, you'll see that area where there's normally a car, so normally there would be a car there, is empty. So that car has gone to heaven, and I'll cut away now to the footage of it going off. Here's the footage. Start recording now. That's good. So my intent is that's probably me done with wrecking cars and making car video, or at least wrecking cars, because I don't want to have myself in a situation where I pass away suddenly and then my next of kin have to work out how to get a car craned out from the property, because it's only because I know my very good friend Simon, actually. So here's a picture of me and my friend Simon. So Simon from Carbusters, thank you very much. And it's only because of my friendship with him that I'm able to get those cars craned out, and I don't want to leave that onto my next of kin. The other thing is, because I've got a stoma, I'm at a highly increased rate or risk of, what are they called? Hernia, of getting a hernia. And it's very hard to work on cars without lifting heavy things occasionally. So because I don't want to get a hernia, I really do need to not work on cars. So I've made that decision that chassis 20 is the last one. So chassis 20's gone to heaven. I've still got a heap of parts in a heap of boxes, but everything I've got is small enough that it could fit in the bin. So I'm not leaving my next of kin with anything that will be difficult to dispose of. And I've kept my ad up on Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace, so I might even still sell a few parts, or fit a few side windows or whatever. I'd also say that pretty much not every job, but 80 to 90% of the jobs that a home handyman can do on a Mazda 3, I have already made a video about. So I've pretty much already done what I set out to do there, so that's fine. It does mean that there won't be an airbags go bang part. I think it's 6 I was up to, so I won't be getting to do that, which is probably good for everyone involved. But anyway, that was fun while it lasted. Let's just say that. So that's where we're at. I guess I'll know more on Monday when I see my oncologist. Hopefully we can get on top. If we can get on top of the peripheral neuropathy, then I think my life is going to be a whole lot better. It's at the moment the peripheral neuropathy is stopping me, just stopping me enjoying life. You know, without being on the opioids, I wake up in pain. It's pain during the day, and I go to bed with pain. And from the comments that I've heard from you guys, I'm far from alone. It sounds like there's thousands of us that are living with neuropathy pain. And I feel for you if you're in that situation, because obviously I know what you're feeling. Yeah, I've had several of you comment that you get peripheral neuropathy, you've had it for more than 5 years, it drives you crazy, you manage it with hot baths, cold baths, circular vibrating plates, compression socks. Some of you are on drugs like pregabalin or gabapentin, and some of you appear to just be putting up with it. Only very few of you have actually said this thing finally did resolve itself after a year or what have you. There do seem to be some of you that it does resolve. I'm kind of hoping I do have one that does resolve, because I only had 6 cycles of oxaliplatin, which is pretty much the bare minimum. And I know there's plenty of people that have had 12 or more sessions of oxaliplatin and either didn't get peripheral neuropathy or did get neuropathy, but they're able to manage it. So everything to do with peripheral neuropathy, if you've got a story to tell me, please write it and tell me. A lot of you already have, but I'm curious. I want to hear more. I'm certainly, I'm not loving the constant, icicles in the feet. It does drive me crazy. But if I could just get rid of that, then I think I could lead a fairly meaningful life. But yeah, the neuropathies drive me crazy. I think that's everything I wanted to say. So yeah, so neuropathy, CAR, tumour markers, my weight. Yeah, I think that's everything. So look, if you want to help, please click the care button. The care button will send this video to more people. More people will look at it, and then I get an ever so slightly greater ad revenue from it. So that'd be great if you can click the care button for me. So stay cool, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks from Paul in Perth. See you later.